You're listening to the Nerd to Know Media Network. Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Broadcasting from the Blanchistan Center, this is Phoenix FM.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together to bitch about movies and share facts.
According to the Nerd Index, you should be upside down in a junior high toilet around the clock.
This is We'll do it live! Time goes in, time goes out. Never miscommunication.
It's over 9,000! My name is Foxy.
The balls are in there. Do a barrel roll. Don't save me, bro. It's a trap. I'm a firing memory. Time to do. Hey, Charlie, wake up. Oh, God, oh, man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nerd to Know Basis here on Phoenix 92.5 FM. And this week, we're just taking it easy. They've left it in the hands of the two most capable people on the planet. I'm Kev.
And I'm Katie.
Howdy, y'all.
We're so experienced.
We're so experienced. We've definitely been on the show, like, in the past month. And now we're just running this stuff.
Did you miss
How are you
us?
doing, Katie?
Did you forget we were even on the show? Because I sure did.
Hey, listen, we all have like our own frantic bouts of dissociation. It's fine. It's March. No, actually, damn, that's wrong. It's April.
I just love how the 1 week that the two of us actually show up, nobody else is here.
Hey, Katie, like, have you showered recently? Because I think I have.
I have a vague recollection.
Like, I've definitely been wet recently. I think that counts, right? But even though nobody else is here, in a starker revelation for this show, we actually have on-topic news to talk about this week.
I wonder what it is.
Oh, Kelsa Freeze. And I think the foremost, the one at least foremost in being the headline I read today, is we have officially gotten confirmation that they are greenlighting a sequel to The Batman.
The Batman!
Which I think a lot of people probably saw coming, but like now we have actual firm proof. And I have a lot of kind of mixed emotions about it.
Ooh, tell us, Uncle Kev.
I really did like The Batman. I thought it was a really strong turn for a superhero that has kind of been done to death. Arpats absolutely killed it. It took it in a kind of a weird melancholic turn. And so I think I'm happy it's actually getting a sequel. And I hope that this, I just hope to God they don't decide to spin this off into DC Cinematic Universe 2.0 to try revving that ignition again. I'm happy that it's getting...
In fairness now, if they did do another cinematic universe and they did it as good as the Batman, that would be okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. That involves a sense of cogency that DC, I just don't think has.
Give them a chance. I mean, I'm personally Marvel's probably biggest naysayer, and I've been really enjoying what they're putting out lately. So, anyone can turn it around.
Yeah, no, it's like DC. I think DC have had a better track record by just kind of scattershotting, not even trying to connect things. Like, they just did the Suicide Squad again, and hey, it turns out when you get a good director involved and don't try to reshoot the movie 5 times, you get a good movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, DC. It's just like that's. I think DC are better at just kind of doing individual products and not trying to tie them together with a bow.
That's fair.
The kind of the big thing, and I suppose light spoilers for the Batman if you don't want to know what's definitely going to be in the trailers for it when it does launch. They hinted at the end that the next villain is going to be the Joker again, played by Barry Keoghan. And while I'm delighted for Barry Keoghan, that love to see an Irish actor getting this much stake in the game. Can we stop with the Joker?
No, the Joker is literally the best thing about Batman, and I will die on this hill. And I know people are fed up and people are like, oh, they're just trying to top Heath Ledger. And it's like, so? Let them. The Joker's awesome.
I think it's a level of exhaustion with a character I just haven't felt in a long time. I think that's another thing. That's one of the reasons I was so excited for this one, because we haven't had a good Riddler. And this one is definitely different enough than Jim Carrey that I think it counts.
Yeah, because like with Jim Carrey as the Riddler, don't get me wrong, he was brilliant, but he kind of played the Riddler as Joker, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get that.
There were elements. But yeah, no, he was like, I don't know. I enjoyed the Riddler in the Batman until they took the mask off and I was like, oh, it's Paul Dano. And then that kind of just killed it for me. You know, I don't know. He didn't have the kind of face that I was expecting, I suppose.
You just kind of, up until then, he's been a man of mystery and a man of terror. And oh, wait, no, it's just Paul Dano.
Yeah, no, like literally, the mask comes off or whatever. And I was like, okay, he looks about 12.
I mean, with it, like, to be fair, he does have the face of a man who definitely trolls Reddit forums. I like Paul Dano as an actor. I'm just saying what we're all thinking.
Like, I'm not like, he played it well up until the mask came off, and then I was just like, But
as I said, I'm skeptical, but I think this is a team that I think because I don't know if they've confirmed if it's the same director again, whose name is escaping me, but he's most known for the latter two Planet of the Apes movies.
To Google.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that. I'm on a phone. I'm currently doing about 5 different things on the phone that can't handle it. So
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves, yes. So they haven't confirmed if he's coming back for it, but I think if they keep at least a similar enough team, I'm sure it's still going to be a great movie.
As long as they don't do that thing where they get a brand new director in and then the director like completely retcons everything that happened in the last one and starts to set up their own franchise, like just keep it going the way it was going because it's doing well. Yeah.
Oh, actually, side tangent. Another. I think there's something that was announced a while ago, but something that was a bit of a revelation to me. Have you heard about the Barbie movie?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Please tell me about this.
There's Hollywood are finally kickstarting a Barbie movie with Margot Robbie.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
Now, I went from very uncaring to slightly intrigued because it's Margot Robbie, but the director is Greta Gerwig.
What?
That's the thing. Listen, when you think Hollywood Barbie movie, I am very pro Barbie. I think Barbie has done a lot of great stuff over the years.
Barbie's amazing.
Barbie Prince and the Pauper, masterpiece. Life in the Dream House, literally one of the funniest shows I've ever watched in my life. Barbie can slay. But when you when you think a Hollywood Barbie movie, you think the most watered down cliched thing on the planet.
I don't know.
But that's the thing. Because that's the thing. When you I thought when I heard they were kickstarting, I thought they were going to get a kind of a no-name director just to pump out something that just kind of kicked hit that nostalgia energy. But Greta Gerwig from Little Women and Lady Bird. And I think it's just more that I think she's definitely good. Like, she's a director that definitely knows how to tell very strong and interesting female told stories. And like, that's the thing. Barbie, I think, definitely kind of works in the light, like, better in the light of actually being a very strong feminist icon. So I'm intrigued now. I think Greta Gerwig could do something very interesting with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of just looking at it here. I'm kind of morbidly curious. Like, I don't know if I'd say I'm excited because it's Margot Robbie and I'm not a huge fan of hers anyway, but definitely morbidly curious.
That's it. I'm interested to see. Because like I would love it if they got again the Writers of Life in the Dream House, because that show is gold. To just what I suppose I kind of look for is that one of the key things about Barbie for me is the fact that she is effectively a god being in her universe, and all of the best media that's done her accepts that as just fact. If you kind of get what I'm saying.
Hold on a second. I'm seeing something here that Michael Cera is involved.
Oh, really? Wait, hold on. Michael Cera as Ken, I think actually kind of works.
Oh, I feel like someone is trolling me, but at the same time, I really want this to be true.
But like, I can definitely see that. Again, Ken, absolute. Michael Cera's not buff enough to be a himbo, but definitely just kind of simple man, just living his life, just loving his girlfriend.
It says here Ryan Gosling as Ken.
Okay,
I can see that.
He's got one of those faces that says head empty, only vibes.
Hold on, Will Ferrell. What's going on with this movie?
I think it's still in production. I think it's 2023 produced, so I think we're gonna get a lot of I think there's still kind of a lot of stuff in the air with it.
I feel like someone is trolling me right now. This can't be right. Michael Cera, Will Ferrell, and Ryan Gosling. Like, what's happening?
It's this definitely. I can guarantee you this much. This isn't an elaborate ploy of a bunch of links I've set up for you.
This is a very long con April Fools you're doing right now.
Again, listen, considering I'd started this episode thinking it was March, I wouldn't put it past me.
That's the biggest April Fools of all.
It's actually May.
We're like 3 days away from May here,
And hey, I'm just living.
God bless you. You do try your best.
Do I? That's news to me.
But yeah, no, we'll definitely be checking out, Barbie when that happens.
Hey, that's a nerd to know day if I ever saw one. Let's just drag Dara out of Blanchardstown and just bring to go see the Barbie movie.
Yeah, let's make a day of it. Nerd to know day trip. I'd be down.
You go ahead.
No, I just said I'd be down for that.
Sounds like a good ass day.
Yeah.
But yeah, in other world news, I suppose, how do I put this nicely? Netflix be tripping.
Oh, no. Tell us why.
Have you heard about this?
I have heard whisperings and vague things, and I've been trying to stay away from, negative news lately, which is probably a bad idea considering that we do podcast about news. But I feel like it has something to do with password sharing, but what's your take on this?
There's a whole lot of stuff going on. So Netflix, they recently had a pretty drastic price hike.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons they kind of doubled down on it is because they are blaming password sharing. They are doubling down on the fact that they are claiming they are losing subscribers because people are sharing their passwords.
Goodness me.
But they are doubling down on that, hiking up the prices, which, will probably cause people to leave their service. But on top of that, they have also had recently massive staff layoffs and have gone and just cancelled several of their major animation projects.
Oh my.
So we are now in a situation where Netflix is just kind of slowly but surely canceling all of its popular shows, increasing the price, and they're also trying their best at basically tracking password sharing outside of the same house. So they're also going to try and actively punish their own user base.
So hang on a minute now, because
Yep.
when Disney put their price up, it was because they were adding more options, more shows, everything like that. Whereas Netflix seems to be doing the opposite. They put the price up and they're offering less.
That's literally it. They're upping the price and saying, no, people who are sharing passwords are doing this. It's like, it is a confounding business model. And like, it really seems like if they just continue on this path, they are going to lose more and more subscribers. And the thing is with the way the media landscape is kind of kicking, because Netflix got the way it was because it took everything from all these major cable networks and put it in one place and made it incredibly handy.
Mm-hmm.
Now cable networks have gotten wise and been like, oh no, we'll do that. Take all of our shows back and put it onto their platforms, which are just now making cable, but also Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Online.
So,
cable.
yeah, no, which, listen, isn't good. Well, I'll put my hand up and say that right now. But yeah, so Netflix, it's losing the points it had by losing the shows it was taking from other places. And now by actively canceling the shows it was making itself, and again, asking for more money, they have got to start figuring out, they've got to start getting their house in order. Otherwise, they are not going to be around for long.
But I mean,
this could be the sign of the end.
But I mean, like, I feel like they do this every couple of years. There always seems to be something every few years where it's, Netflix is going under, or they're raising prices, or they don't have any funds, or, do you know what I mean? There's always something.
Yeah. They're like, it does crop up, but this time, like, obviously it all remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But like, it keeps boiling down to Netflix have now kind of they've spent their time kind of situating themselves like as a brand where they have because they do still have solid go-to shows.
Oh yeah.
And especially recently, we might get into it later, but the reason I haven't caught up on Moon Knight is because Netflix have just decided end of April is the time to drop all their shows. So I've been watching Better Call Saul and I've been watching Russian Doll and like this. So there is still good stuff, but it's like it's only if they keep that up will I actually continue to pay for Netflix, because that's also the next thing is this actually worth my money?
Yeah, I get you, because we have in the house, we have Netflix and Disney, and we recently got Amazon Prime as well, but Netflix is probably the one that we would use the most. So I don't know. If they start hiking up the price and offering less in return, they are definitely going to put people off. I mean, and nobody wants to be paying 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 different services, subscription fees. So, people will just drop the weakest link.
Oh yeah. And I mean, it's always been and on top of that, not only do they have to contest with the other major streaming services of Disney, Amazon, HBO, they have to contest with the pirates.
Yeah.
Because especially in because the reason piracy took a dip when Netflix came to the scene was because it was more convenient to use Netflix than to pirate.
Yeah,
That's
everything was accessible.
Everything was there. Everything was accessible at the touch of a button. So with Netflix is making things less accessible by hiking up the price by such a ludicrous degree, then hey, maybe people are just going to try and find your shows elsewhere.
Yeah, they're going to go on a little boat ride, sail the high seas.
So like that's the thing. It's always been a matter of. It's always been a battle of convenience.
Yeah, and that's purely it, because people don't necessarily want to be pirating or downloading or anything like they want to be able to just access things, and when you can't access things, then you have to get more creative about how you access them, in theory.
Or like that's the thing. Like it's either if you're dead set on watching that specific show, but you're not willing to fork out like an unreasonable amount of money for it, it's that. Or if you're not even that bothered about watching the show, you just go elsewhere. Like Netflix would be my second go-to streaming platform after YouTube, because hey, if you want accessibility, YouTube's just got kind of anything.
I know that's something we actually joke about in the house as well, because like I pay for Disney and Amazon, and my brother pays for Netflix, and then my dad watches B movies on YouTube. And it's like, we have all of this stuff we're paying for, and you're using the free service.
And like, I fully get him. Hey, sure, yeah, no, I could watch Moon Knight, or I could watch a dude talk about Dark Souls for 5 hours free.
He can watch a very low budget horror film.
Well, no, I could do that. I could do that on a lot of things. But yeah, so like that's it. Like it really, like again, I think I'm just going to end up keep repeating myself on this. It's convenience, and I think they need to do some soul searching and realize that hey, maybe the problem isn't people sharing passwords.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, because people are going to do that like anyway, because you know they say, oh yeah, keep it in the household, but then you have family members who maybe don't live in your house, and maybe they have an account, you use one of theirs, they use one of yours. Like people are just going to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people are always going to find a way to kind of work around that system, and that's the other thing. Like, because they are trialing softwares, I think in South America now to crack down on password sharing. So, and the only way I could fathom them doing that is through GPS tracking the accounts. Yeah. And hey, Netflix, you don't get that data. You don't get that data. That's something tells me that's a big GDPR.
I mean, I think they are already doing that anyway, because I remember going on holidays a few years back, and we went to Moldova, and we went to log into the Netflix account, and we couldn't access it.
Yeah, no, there is regioning. Like it's the same logic with using a VPN and getting wholly different licensed swaths of libraries. But yeah, just the idea of Netflix seeing was like, the person who owns this account doesn't live in this house. No, don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if people are paying for it, does it really matter? Like it's, you know, it would be akin to say buying something in a shop and bringing it home. Like the shop doesn't get to say what you do with it. Exactly. As long as you're not, you know, as long as you're not broadcasting it kind of live for hundreds of people to see.
Yeah. Yeah. And like that's the thing, and especially with Netflix compared to I think it was before HBO Max, the big joke was that there was only one person with an HBO subscription, and that password got shared 1 billion times. Like there is limitations. Like Netflix, if like depending on your tiers, Netflix will only let you watch, I think, up to 4-8 things at once.
Yeah, I mean, I think in our house it's 2 people can use it at a time.
Yeah, depending on the tier.
So like, what does it matter if you're sharing the password if only 2 people can watch at the same time anyway?
That's it. Like yeah, you've already got limitations. Like the fact that it's happening in a different house is not going to change that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I just to get a little psychologist on it, people are not going to be like, oh darn, Netflix says I can't use my brother's login. Well, guess I'll pay Netflix for canceling my subscription. No.
Yeah, I mean, if
that's
anything,
not an initiative.
If anything, that's just going to make people not want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nah, they have some serious soul searching to do.
Yeah, like on the one hand, I understand. You know what I mean? It's a business. You need to make money. But I think this whole password sharing thing is such a minuscule problem. Like, you know, how much percentage of profits are they actually losing this way? Yeah.
And also, you know, I don't think we need to get into actual world events, but just, you know, hey, Netflix, maybe you're losing users because of a rise in inflation.
Yeah.
Maybe. Listen, I'm no big city lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, there's inflation, there's war, there's like
maybe
mass layoffs.
Maybe like you don't have the recurrent users because people aren't literally spending the 24 hours indoors they did last year. Just a hypothesis, you know?
I mean, it seems unlikely to me, but you might be onto something.
I'm just a simple kid with a simple engineering degree and no sense of economics whatsoever, but I just think that might be the problem.
No, it's the password sharers that are wrong.
Seymour!
Oh yeah, no, this is going to be a fun one to see unfold.
That's it. Like, we'll wait and see. But yeah, no, like in the meantime, they are still platforming some good stuff. So I suppose I'll keep paying for it. Which, yeah, no, on that, y'all, Better Call Saul is still great. Hey, like, it's been like 7 years since Breaking Bad, and I think, like, we've been judging a lot of stuff separated like that, about 7 years from then. I think we can all agree Breaking Bad still absolutely holds up, and Better Call Saul is just holding that up even more.
Oh yeah, I just recently rewatched Breaking Bad, and I was like, oh, I forgot how good this show is.
Yeah. It's like it's because, like, I was kind of doing some reflecting on it, and because it came out in the proximity of Game of Thrones,
mm-hmm.
This might be just me. I think there was a little bit of stink got on it by association.
Yeah, I suppose.
And just like, so I like just kind of like when I think about it, it's like, oh yeah, you know, the early 2010s. Yeah, I mean, it was good. Game of Thrones kind of ended poorly. I think those other shows are pretty good. And just it only made me actually like kind of thinking back to the end of no, hold on. Breaking Bad lived up to the hype it was getting and still managed to stick the landing.
Yeah, no, Game of Thrones was like, it was kind of a first in itself in that it ended so badly, so poorly, that it completely wiped itself from popular culture.
Yeah.
Complete, like, just as if it never existed, you know?
And like, I've watched like the first season again since. Those first few seasons were really good.
Yeah.
It tanked itself hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I stopped watching probably around the end of season 5. I think it was like the end of season 5, because I remember just seeing the finale and going, eh.
You probably made the right decision, honestly.
Yeah. I know. Like, looking at it now and seeing, you know, how people reacted to the finale and everything, it's like, I'm kind of glad I didn't invest any more in that. But yeah, it's just so strange that something that started so well, was so good, and like caught so many people's attention could just go so wrong.
Oh yeah, no, like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is going to be studied in media courses.
Oh yeah,
for a while after this,
forever and ever.
Yeah,
forever.
Which, and like that's, let me tell you, David Benioff and DB Weiss, they are names I have been keeping an eye out for. Like, I think it was a Netflix, I think it's a movie that came in, like teen rom-com thing, but these like, two awkward teens, but they ended up connecting through heavy metal. And I think that was like a big, it might have been Tom Morello, I think, was involved. And I was like, oh, that looks cute. I can go for a heavy metal thing. Written by David Benioff. I was like, oh, oh no, I'm good. You know what? I'm gonna be over here. You do you.
Lower expectations.
Not even lower expectations. Like, nah, I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah, sometimes you just see a name and you're like, I know this is not going to be good. I'm not going to like this.
Or sometimes you see a name, it's like, this is going to be good. I'm not going to like this, as your finger inches ever closer toward the play button.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just watch the first 5 minutes. I'll give it another 5 minutes. Maybe 5 more. I'm 15 minutes into it. Let's just see how it ends.
What do you mean it's April?
It's almost May.
You keep telling me this. I'm not going to believe it.
We're so far into April that we're almost out the other side. I know it's been a while. I know. I mean, we can pretend it's March if it makes you feel better.
We can try. How about that storm recently? really wind that cuts right through you. Hey audience, how's this for audio content? Is this doing anything for you?
They're never gonna let us run the show ever again.
Hey, we haven't brought up Star Wars yet. I think we're doing all right.
Dara's just gonna come back and he's gonna be like, guys, the hell. And I'll just say, you left us unsupervised.
Hey, Kean left us the Zoom key. We can do what we want. Just us building a pillow for it inside of digital nerd to know landscape.
I'm sorry, your authority isn't recognized inside Fort Kickass.
Oh, lordy Lou. I suppose then, while we're coping with the fact that it's the back end of April, what has Katie been up to over these last 2 months?
Well, I mean, seeing as it's March, I'm going to be really cheeky and I'm going to throw in a very well-timed review of the latest Kirby installment.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I am very interested to actually see what you think about this, because I have not heard a lot about this game. So, like, I love Nintendo stuff, but something like Kirby just kind of didn't interest me. But go ahead, please. Please tell us about Kirby.
You know what? I was the exact same, like, because I'm someone who is very late to Nintendo. Like, I didn't have a Nintendo growing up. I think the last Nintendo we actually had in the house was like a Nintendo 64 or something like that. So I never actually played any Kirby games. I wasn't familiar with him other than the fact I knew that he was a
pink blob that ate people for a living.
Shaped like a friend,
Yeah, he's cute and cuddly, but he'll eat you and kill you and destroy you, like swallow you whole. Which is a premise that is just so baffling to me. It's like he is literally the cutest thing. Like, I have not seen a cuter character. He looks like he could be a Pokemon, He's just so adorable and wholesome, and all he does is like laugh and smile, and then he opens his mouth and he swallows a guy whole and absorbs his essence. Like,
yeah.
Who wrote this? Who came up with this?
I believe his name is Sakurai, and he went on to be very famous with Smash Brothers. But continue.
But who okayed this for children?
Oh, that would be Shigeru Miyamoto. That's who you can put the blame on.
I mean, if you were to pitch this nowadays with no pictures or anything, just give a description of the game, people would go, "Man, that's really dark."
And they've just let them keep doing it for like 30, 40 years.
Yeah, but this is the thing, because this is, I think, the newest one. It's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I think it's like the 35th installment in the series.
That wouldn't surprise. If they include all the spin-offs, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like number 35 in Kirby games, and it's the first 3D installment. So as far as I'm aware, I've only played 2 Kirby games. I'll get into that in a minute, but as far as I'm aware, it's the older games were all 2D side scrollers.
Yes, yeah, like most of the core Kirby stuff is all like a lot of 2D platformers.
Yeah,
like very old school Mario. And then there was a lot of spin-offs on like kind of kart racers and kind of golf coursey games. Hey, Kirby's had a wild time.
I mean, if Mario can play golf, why can't Kirby?
But hey, Mario plays golf. Kirby is golf.
Yeah, Kirby's the golf ball. But yeah, so this is the first 3D installment, and it for my first jump into a Kirby game, I really enjoyed it. Like, I really and it's one of those games that lulls you into a false sense of security. So it starts off, you're playing the game and you're like, this is really cute. This is really fun. This is really like easy to get into, and it's intuitive and it's quirky. And oh my God, what is that thing chasing me down a hallway? It looks like a melted army of snakes. Like it's one of those things. I don't know. I love it so much because it's so wrong. It's just, like, because the enemies are these cute little creatures, and you actually kind of feel bad killing them because they're so adorable. And and then you get to the end, and without wanting to spoil too much, you basically find out that they're being, mind controlled by this fetus-looking alien creature that then decides to just absorb them all and turns into an amorphous blob and tries to eat you.
I will say that is the one infamous thing I know about the Kirby franchise, is that like it's a fun game where you're hanging out with Wazzles, you've got a little bandana, and you go and fight King Day, who's this big penguin in a big coat. Oopsie, that's only 60% of the game, and then you kill God.
Yeah, and that, like, I had no frame of reference for this because I'd never played a Kirby game before. So, I got to the part where you're fighting King Day or whatever his name is, and I was like, this is a really cool boss fight. This is really cool. And then the game wasn't over. Like, it kept going, and I was like, okay, so he's not the bad guy, but, all of my Wikipedia research has led me to believe that he is almost always the bad guy. But let's just keep going. So, we kept going. We found this really scary alien thing, that then turns into something that looks like a really amazing Pokemon. Turns out to be one of the hardest boss fights that you will ever do. And it's in a Kirby game.
Really?
And then you do that, and you think the game finishes, but no, there's still like a whole other half. It keeps going, and it gets harder and harder and more difficult and more dark and twisted. And, it's just like, who came up with this? I love it so much, but I'm so weirded out by the entire thing. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I think I'm so delighted that it is that weird.
Yeah, because they marketed this game as like a cute town building kind of thing. You save the Waddle Dees, they build the town, you can go explore the town and like go to the little cinema and watch movies, and you can go to the restaurant and eat cute little Kirby themed things. And oh my goodness, look at that big horrible alien thing coming at you. It turned into a comet at one point and came crashing towards the stage, and
But have you considered the fact that Kirby can turn into a car, though?
Well, this is it, yeah. Because, and you know what? Kirby as a car is one of the most fun things because they give you little race courses, and it's just so fun. And you know, he can do things like he can eat a vending machine and shoot soda cans at people, and he can inhale a traffic cone and like impale people with it. It's amazing. Like I don't know. At one point you fight Meta Knight, and when you win you get a prize and they give you his sword, so now you're running around and you have a little Meta Knight helmet on, and like it's just
who gave Kirby a sword?
You know what? I have no idea what's going on, but I am here for it and I want more of it, and I hope they do more of it, because like I literally went, when I finished the game, I went online and I was like, I need more Kirby. How do I get more Kirby? And I found
you joined the cult of Kirby. I
did, yeah. And I found that there was actually a previous Kirby installment called Star Allies for the Switch. So I got that, so I bought like 2 Kirby games in the space of a week, basically just laid out on the couch in my pajamas, went feral and played nothing but Kirby, and again, it's one of these like, so Kirby Star Allies is like a side scroller, which is fine because it was so enjoyable that, I'm not usually a 2D game kind of person. Side scrollers kind of freak me out, but I enjoyed it so much that I, didn't even notice. And then it got to like the last boss fight where you fight God and you're like on a shooting star. Suddenly the game is 3D. You're on a shooting star with all your little Kirby friends, and you're just like shooting lasers at this giant godlike being that looks like it should be in Majora's Mask. So like I have no idea who comes up with this stuff. I want more Kirby. Like I never knew that I could find a love like this.
You've entered a whole new world, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that when the next time we're on this show by, let's say, I don't know, maybe April, you'll have played more Kirby games.
Oh, do you know, I think I'm just gonna have to go back and play more Kirby, because like I've never been obsessed with a person the way I'm obsessed with Kirby, like I've never been in a relationship with someone where I wanted to be around them as much as I want to be around Kirby.
You just, sometimes you just kind of feel lonely at night and you think, what if I were in Kirby?
Oh no, we're on at 5. We're on at 5. We're on at 5. We're on at 5. We're unsupervised. Kian, come back. Yeah, no, literally, like I have never known love like this, and I want more.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. And I think you might have sold me, because I'm playing Horizon Forbidden West right now, which is great. It's really polished. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It is everything I expected it to be. It's not like it's okay. Correction, it has taken exactly one book wild swing that I love. But like for the most part, it is about as kind of safe and just exactly what I expected from a sequel to Horizon. So like just finding out that like, oh no, Kirby, it's that game where you turn into a car and you have a fun platform adventure, and then things go hog wild.
Yeah, things go like horribly wrong for Kirby.
I think that might.
He's just adorable through the whole thing.
That's the other thing. It's like it's the pure characteristic. I can't imagine Kirby being like upset.
But like even when he does his angry eyes at the enemy, he's still really, really cute,
Oh, it's just actually reminding me of one of the funniest little anecdotes. Back in the early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s, during like the video game attitude era, the Sega does what Nintendo don't era, where all advertisements were just dunking on everyone.
Yeah.
Or it was a little while after this. Basically, when video game advertisers were like only dudes, and that like we are only advertising to dudes and we are not advertising cute. Kirby got pulled into that.
Yeah.
To like not to quite the degree that like they were fully mislabeling him, but there is, I think it's on Kirby Air Ride, which is like one of the racing games. If you compare the Japanese to the American box art, they are the same, except the Japanese box art has Kirby with bright eyes and looks really happy, and the American one has him with angry eyes.
I've actually seen that. Yeah, I saw something like that online. They were comparing, you know, the Japanese box art for Kirby to American box arts, and it was exactly that. You know, he's all cute and cuddly on the Japanese, and in America he's like macho Kirby, but he's still just a pink blob.
He's still just a blob, and I am trying to put myself in the head of that like advertising executive being like, no, we gotta like this. Listen, it's a Kirby racing game. We gotta advertise it to the gamers. We gotta they're playing Gears of War. We gotta push Kirby. Make him angry. But he's still round and pink. Now put angry eyes on. The kids will love it.
Yeah, they're only short of putting like, you know, glowing red eyes and fangs and blood dripping down his chin and
putting a gun in his hand. Just
do you know what? That's the hilarious thing, because in the new Kirby, they actually did add a gun ability. I kid you not. He is able to fire guns, and if you jump in the air and hold the fire button, he'll actually do like this gun spray where he starts underneath himself and shoots forward, and it's glorious. It is beautiful.
Who gave Kirby a Glock?
Oh, it is the cutest that, like, if you upgrade it all the way, he gets like a little space helmet. He's got like a laser gun. It is adorable.
That's absolutely bonkers. Yo, Katie, I think I might have to join you in this loving with Kirby.
Oh, please do. Please come over to the Kirby side.
That sounds like an actual joy.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. Like you don't even realize, because it kind of eases you into it. You're like, oh yeah, this game, yeah, I figured it out, yeah. And then suddenly you realize you're in a really, really difficult boss fight, and you don't know how you got there. Like, it just happened.
Oh Lord, video games are fun, you know. You ever just gotta stop and just think, hey, video games, they're a net positive.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. I got this console that I can play in my hand, sit in the couch, and then be completely baffled by what I see on the screen.
Yeah, I can literally, you know, go from lying in bed playing a video game to, you know, walking downstairs into the kitchen while still playing the video game, not having to unplug anything.
Technology, eh?
I know. What would we do without it? We're so spoiled. You know, looking back to when we were kids and we had the little 8-bit, 16-bit Mario, and look at us now.
You know who I better be really jealous of all of our technology?
Who?
Vikings. And with that segue, sidewind this conversation. We've got a couple of minutes left. I would like to wrap this out with a short review. I recently went to see the brand new movie, The Northman.
This generation's Gladiator.
Not far, honestly.
Well, I mean, that's what the poster said.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's they're really pushing it, but like it isn't far up. It's a big historical epic, and I think it has been doing gangbusters, so it might actually end up being this generation's Gladiator. But I have been so stoked for this movie since I heard about it, because Robert Eggers is one of the most interesting directors in Hollywood now. You may know he did The Witch and The Lighthouse.
2 movies I have not seen.
The Witch I actually only watched The Witch recently enough. It's very good, if not a bit weird. The goat is gold in every scene he's in.
I did see something about the director saying don't ever use a goat when you're shooting.
Yeah, no, Robert Eggers has put on tape. He will never work with a goat again. Apparently, it was way too difficult. Which I did watch. There is no goats in the Northman.
He learned his lesson.
But I like the Northman is great. Everybody should go out and see this movie and like push it, make it huge, absolutely make the Northman completely slam dunk everything else in cinema right now. But everybody should go and watch The Lighthouse because it is simply Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson just slowly losing their minds in black and white while shouting sailor aphorisms.
Okay, give that a go.
And it's one of these movies that works to the benefit that you just know who the actors are. I couldn't tell you what the characters' names are because it kind of is just Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe.
Just being themselves.
It's a bit it's a 2-hour long movie. It's a bit slow. It's a bit plotting, but you will walk out of that movie with about 10 of the most memorable quotes a film has ever given you.
Oh, I like that.
And you will just end up shouting "hark" at people when the tide rises. It is a great movie.
Okay, I'm sold.
But yeah, The Northman. If you like historical epics, I think The Northman is an easy sell.
Without spoiling too much, give us a brief synopsis.
I think brief synopsis is it's a Viking revenge movie. It's young Viking boy. His dad gets it's very Hamlet, even to the point that the main character is called Hamlet.
Okay.
Boy watches his dad die. Uncle marries his mom. He's on revenge quest to kill uncle. So it's that wrapped in a big historical Viking epic, and just done incredibly well crafted. Very violent, very gory, very tense, but very well put together. But also, Robert Eggers has this way of just having this dead serious, suspenseful scene, but then he will break it with some of the funniest nonsense I've seen in a long time. There is a sequence where the main character fights, I'll just say, a guy. And it's a really cool one-on-one battle scene. And it's really tense, really well choreographed. And Hamlet takes the guy's head off, and without missing a beat, just picks the head up. The rest of the body's falling on the ground. Picks the head up and shoves the head into the butt of the dead guy, and then just continues walking on. And it's I was the only person in that cinema that audibly laughed, and everyone else in that cinema is wrong. That is funny as hell.
Oh, there are two types of people: those who laugh at heads going up butts, and those who are wrong.
Those who are just incorrect. That's comedy, folks. But yeah, no, I think The Northman is great. I really hope it. It's been doing numbers. I really hope it smashes its box office. I want Eggers to succeed.
Awesome. Everybody go see The Northman.
Everybody go see The Northman. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I suppose with about a minute left on the clock, anything you would like to throw in as a quick snippet, Katie?
I mean, I could go back to talking about Kirby.
Give us okay. Without any context, Spitfire. 3 moments from Kirby that made you question your reality.
Oh, Spitfire. Okay, let's see. Kirby light bulb.
Say no more. Got it.
Yeah, Kirby light bulb. The amorphous blob chasing you down a hallway. and the big rig truck. That's all I'm gonna say.
Put those three together, you got my sleep paralysis demon. And with that, we are done here, folks, this week for a Nerd to Know basis. Katie, would you like to plug anything for the good people at home?
Nothing at the minute. I am working on some new stuff. I'm doing a comeback, but nothing that I want to share right now because it's still in the works. But just keep an eye on. Keep an eye on the socials. Yeah. Not like it's not going to be a huge thing. I'm just kind of easing myself back into what I was doing before the pandemic, and that's it. So just keep an eye on the socials, Mannequin Blue, see what pops up.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. My D&D campaign is currently on an extended hiatus, but you can watch all of the VODs for that on youtube.com/The Nancy Crew. The campaign name is The Odyssey of This Bish. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at KevTalca94 for just, whatever I find funny at any given time. Maybe it's a bunch of beakers just staring at you. You got to go to my Twitter to find it. And this has been all, and we hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Hey, Dara, what are you doing over there in Ireland? Like with the freaking leprechauns and everything? That's not cool. You should be over there with the cosplayers. At least then you can, I don't know,
pay you any amount of money.
Pretend like you got, I don't know, some kind of thing going on. Yeah, with you give me a Brooklyn wave. Yeah, with you. Dara. Why ain't you over here with Joey?
Face down, face up, trap cuts, spell cuts, then time rule, let go. I love it.
Check out the Wrestling Rewind here on Phoenix 92.5 FM every Tuesday at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And of course, over on nerdtoknowmedia.com, the only wrestling podcast by wrestling fans who don't hate wrestling. We'll see you then.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.
Alright, so you're listening to the podcast, you're like, hey, I'm not in Ireland, how do I get in touch? Well, TuneIn has you covered. That's how you can check us out live when we're on the radio. You go to TuneIn and download the app, or you can check out the live streams on nerdtoknowmedia.com or Phoenix 92.5 FM. If you want to get in contact with us, it's very easy. Nerd to Know Media everywhere. Nerd to Know Media on Twitter, Nerd to Know Media Instagram, Nerd to Know Media on Twitch, nerdtoknowmedia@gmail.com if you want to reach out via email. Hope to hear from you soon.